All right, let's move on to hydration. Checking my time here. Doing okay. Um, Failure to hydrate or get enough fluid is serious and life threatening. I do recommend that you keep water bottles handy and drink all day long. Yeah, it shouldn't be just a meal break thing. You want to be drinking fluid all day long. It's better absorbed if you drink it in small amounts, and it's better absorbed if you have it with food. Um, you can maybe, for some electrolytes, add a pinch of salt and sugar or dilute sport drinks. I highly recommend using a water bladder or hydration pack because then you don't have to stop and try and pop that water bottle out of your side pocket or ask somebody to help you. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Hikers are always perfectly willing to help somebody else get at their water bottle. But with the water bladder and you've got that hose right by your mouth, you have no excuse to not drink enough water. The one disadvantage to the water bladder is it's harder to see how much water you have left. So you may want to check it partway through the day. The recommendation is that you hydrate before you even start to hike. So maybe have about 16 ounces before you get started in the morning with breakfast or on the drive up to the trail. And then the recommendation is 10 to 12 ounces every 20 to 30 minutes while hiking. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Thirsty is a kind of a not an early sign of a need for fluid. If your lips and mouth are dry, that's a good indicator you need something to drink. And the goal always should be urine that is copious and clear. As a dietitian, people are always asking me how much water I need, and I ask them, what color is your urine? You know, it should be like lemonade or light straw color, not like apple juice. And that might be a little harder to see the color if you're peeing on the trail, but if you're going all day and you're not urinating, you are not drinking enough water. Okay. Fluid needs for backpacking. This came out of the backpacking manual. So in general, fall and spring, you know, you might need, you know, 2 to 3 liters per person. That's for an average person, temperate climate. Of course, in hot weather, you're going to need a little more. You might need 3 to 4 liters because, of course, you're going to lose additional fluid through sweating. And believe it or not, you actually need more fluid in the winter. I know I don't feel as thirsty in the winter, so it's hard to make myself drink it. But you have dry air entering your lungs and you're exhaling it saturated with moisture. So you are losing more fluid through respiration in the winter than you do at other times of the year. So again, these are very general recommendations. It's going to vary by your metabolic need, your size, your physical exertion, and the weather. If you're going to be doing any high altitude climbing over 8,000 feet, you have even higher water needs, fluid needs yet. All right. Hyponatremia, that is caused by drinking a lot of water but not getting enough salt to balance it out. Symptoms are headache, lightheaded, weakness, nausea, lack of thirst, lower extended extremity cramping, altered mental status, and seizures. Important to know that some of those symptoms might be confused with dehydration. So if you're on a trip and somebody's having trouble, you probably want to ask them about their water intake before treating them. So if they've been drinking water all day, you don't want to sit them down and start pouring more water down them. If they said, I haven't had anything to drink for a while, that's a different story. Um, if there is a change in mental status, that's a pretty serious sign, and you really want to think about evacuating somebody and getting them out of there. So the prevention is to drink regularly and to eat salty foods. Electrolyte drinks don't necessarily have enough sodium, and salt tablets are not recommended. You could be kind of dumping more in there than you need, unless you really know what you're doing or have some guidelines from your doctor. Treatment, if you think someone is experiencing hyponatremia, is to sit them in the shade and feed them salty foods. Don't give them more fluid right away. There are some commercial rehydration products that some people carry in their first aid pack. And again, sports replacement drinks aren't necessarily the best option here. They may not have enough sodium and they may be a little higher in carbs than you want.